Welcome to Fix My Space. My name is Eniola Shita, an architect turned filmmaker and host of this new exciting reality series where we choose one deserving individual or group living in Lagos or Abuja to receive a design makeover to their living or working space worth between 350,000 and 750,000 naira. I've teamed up with my friends and former classmates who are award-winning designers and architects to bring our skills using creative, affordable design to help change people's lives. We have 4 days to transform a space, a very tight budget, and one lucky recipient. In this show, we want to change this idea that one must have a lot of money to live well, when in truth, it starts with the spaces you use. This is Fix My Space, where we change lives by changing spaces. If this is your first time on this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. In this episode, we come to the historic environs of Apapa within the metropolis of Lagos. Apapa is home to Nigeria's primary port, and with that comes its own set of challenges. Within this chaos, we meet Mr. and Mrs. Mortgage Hamber, who have been fortunate to find a little corner to call home. Mr. and Mrs. Hamber live in the boys' quarters at the rear of an extended family house.
About 3 years back, we got the space from my in-law. And it's not been easy, you know, with the stress of Lagos.
Boys' quarters, or BQs, are a unique feature in Nigerian or West African homes that appeared during the colonization period. They are sometimes rented out to young single professionals and or small families. They are typical modest in terms of space and furnishings. The first step in any design process is for the client and the designer to meet to highlight what needs to be done. Our design team on Fix My Space, Lakwe Cameron Cole and Osaru Alile, are the award-winning duo behind CC Interiors, a full-service design company that specializes in interiors, graphics, art installations for hospitality, retail, commercial, and residential industries. Lakwe is out on assignment and Osaru drops by to meet with the client. Following her initial discussions with Mr. Hamber, she sends in her junior designers to recce the space.
Toilets. Yeah. And this is the bathroom. Yeah. Bathroom. Come on.
Not seen this in like ages.
As you can see, so it's a little bit tight. Okay, as you can see, I'm very sorry. You have to so
Like I imagine you
see.
have a party here.
Yes, this is our TV. Sometimes I did put a lot of things in there. A fan. But for now, it needs to be fixed. Okay. Yeah, it's not working for now, so we're only using this.
This is your favorite thing in the space?
Yes.
So what does it mean to you? Is it the color? Is it the shape?
Yes, the color and the shape.
Okay.
That's the bedroom. As you can see, the old place is... So sorry about that. So sorry. Please come in. It's a long story on this bed so far. So it's a kind of family heirloom stuff, like over 20 years.
Wow.
So it's very special. A wardrobe.
So you need a wardrobe.
Yes.
Is this quite inconvenient? Like, how do you guys access down there?
Actually, we don't really use that. We don't really use that down space. We make use of this and this place. As you can see.
Wow. So that's the wardrobe cupboard.
So what do you think you use the most here out of storage? Like the dresser?
Yes.
Yeah. You use the dresser the most?
Most.
So I noticed this bed frame is not attached to anything. It's just hanging on its own.
Yes.
Is there any reason why?
That's the beauty of the bed.
So this is my laundry space.
Okay.
You can see, yes. Starts from
where
me.
you walk?
Yes,
You walk out
yeah.
walk from house.
You know, like I told you, I have 2 workers. I have one ironing man.
Yeah.
Then there's someone that watch for me.
Yeah.
But this is a board where we iron.
Okay.
So this is why.
I can see there's an open gate. When rain falls, does it come in?
Yeah, it does. That's why we blocked off with this. Because actually this is supposed to be an entrance.
Yeah.
But because I walk here, so I had to block because of rain. You know, when
Imagine
it rains.
This won't even be enough. Rain will still be coming in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see my hangers, you see, when they finish, they hang them here. When my work is done,
Yes.
then
You
so
just
we arrange them there.
Arrange them there.
Yeah.
Looking, does this?
Place is quite cramped, it's hot. I think that's mainly because of the rug, right? The rug is adding a lot of heat, so that needs to be changed.
So we need to resize a lot of the furniture.
With the design team off to come up with a design solution that works, it's time to get to work. Over the next 3 days, the design team will be running against the clock to fix the space and hopefully transform the home of Mr. and Mrs. Hamber. But first, we need to completely clear out the space so that the design team can get to work. With the space cleared, the Hambers will have to put up somewhere else for 3 days whilst the transformation is underway. Right now, we have to close down the production because the project itself has stalled. Our painter is nowhere to be found. When we come back tomorrow, we start with painting. The house is cleared, the couple is out, and first thing tomorrow morning, paint. It's 1 day down and 3 to go. Tomorrow, we commence actual work on Fix My Space. It is day 2 of Fix My Space and there's a lot to be done. The day before, we cleared out the space and sent the Hambers off to stay with friends and family. We have 3 days left to deliver them a new and transformed home. But first, I need to find my crew, and by phone calls that I have coming in, there's been some drama.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine? On a straight level.
Let me see this boss that they said that you people are worrisome by.
Instrument boss ni.
But you are Kuwada.
Onto your job.
Okay, sorry, I'm back with me. Sorry.
Finally, the paint team arrives, led by our dear Mr. Christopher. The day before, he had stopped by to get some insight into what the paint needs will be. He took measurements and went to the market to get supplies. I had gone to meet with the design team to discuss what their findings were.
Maybe lifted or something.
What do you mean lifted?
Yeah. Because they need storage, a lot of storage. So I'm thinking maybe raise the bed, have some drawers on that bed, so you can add some storage.
So, Princess, what I need you to do is please put together the mood board. Everything we've spoken about, the colors, the materials, and all the finishes, get the finishes, put everything together. So once we see it, it's in one place and it makes sense. Then, Emeka, if you can help put together the budget, like all the items, call everybody. You know how this will can be, call all of them and, get the actual numbers for them, put them together. So we can hand it over to our madam here and get it all done.
At the meeting, we had quickly run through the design issues and the solutions. With the painting started, it was time for Saru to present her ideas to Mr. Hamber. While we are giving the Hambers a free makeover, they are still clients and must be walked through the plans for their space carefully.
This is just the inspirational mood board to give you an idea of what the entire space will look like. And then that's the floor plan, like I've shown you. So these are the materials we're using. A little bit of glass here and there. Okay, so we're going to rearrange the furniture in the living room so that it accommodates the new furniture layout, and also you have more space and it's much more welcoming. And then this becomes the focal feature wall where the wallpaper is going to go. So it's really nice. You walk in and you see, that's the first thing that you see when you walk into the space. I had spoken about the storage issues that we had, so we're lifting up the bed. But when we came the last time, I just looked at that bed. It's so beautiful. It's always very nice to see antique beds that have been kept really well. So we'll see what we can do with the carpenter. And then if we can keep it in a very interesting way. So let's see. And then we've added some lighting. So we make these lamps from Ashoki, which is very interesting. Like you can touch and feel it.
We make them from ashoke, and we're going to put them on the sideboards of the bed. Yeah, so you see them on the bedside tables. Actually, we put two different lamps there.
They're nice. They're nice.
Okay, you like them? Oh, that's
Okay.
good. Yay, makes us happy.
I just met with the interior decorator, Mrs. Saro, and she showed me through what's going to be done in my space, and I'm excited about it. I'm sure my wife will like it.
With the client briefed, it was time for me to get my marching orders.
And then the wallpaper.
Okay.
We need to.
Is this the kind?
This is the kind of wallpaper that we want.
Okay.
And then the mattress. Nobody should be sleeping on that mattress. You know, like we care about happy spaces. It doesn't. It makes it like everybody needs to live in a space that is happy. And
Having finished with the design team, we returned to the site to follow up with the paint, and suddenly we had a problem. Previously, the crew accompanied Mr. Hamber to the designer's office to get a client briefing, leaving Christopher and his team to continue with their extensive paint work. We returned to the site, and following the conversations that had been had with the design team, I spotted what looked like a serious problem. I thought from the conversation that was had at the design studio that he had painted the wrong wall. So we had to call the design team to iron that issue out. He's going to go ahead and paint the floor now. But if this is wrong, he has to come back and fix that second wall. And then wallpaper will want wasted paint. But I can't pay for that. Christopher, I beg. Stop it. It's the end of day 2, and Christopher and team are done, and there's nothing left to do but wait for paint to dry. Once again, we pack up and leave to return for another day working to give the Hambers the space of their dreams. It's day 3 of Fix My Space, and we have less than 48 hours to transform and deliver a new space for Mr. and Mrs. Hamber, the lucky recipients of a transformational makeover to their living and working space. If you have been watching so far, you would know that no Fix My Space episode can be devoid of drama. Today is no different. Yesterday, we painted. Today, wallpaper is to go up. Where's the wallpaper guy? Nobody knows. Call time for wallpaper, 7 a.m. Time now, past 9 a.m. The delay in starting on the wallpaper is cutting into our main activities for the day, which are to source for the accessories for the space. A lot of what happened the morning of the third day is a function of people not quite understanding what we were doing and how their work flowed as part of a team. But after we discussed it, we were able to iron it out. When you're managing conflicts on the site, when you're managing conflicts in a crew, a lot of it has to do with communication. You have to make sure that when you pass information on, it is clear, it is understood, it is repeated again and understood. With the wallpaper work underway and one conflict averted, we are off shopping. We have a long list, a budget that's threatening to be maxed out, and a very short time to pull it all together. But the Fix My Space team is up to the task. Have it.
Very good. And it's green!
Yay! And it's green. Let me see.
It's such a deliciously sweet smell. Let's do that one.
Oh, pop, baby. Against the green. We have some unique DIY plans for the space, and I need to source some affordable print to execute the design. We stopped by one Ankara store to initially pick up fabric for the design. But they had some very nice pieces. But I remember to buy the one I used for the furniture, but I bought 1 or 2. Okay, let's make it like 3. I bought some pieces for myself. Shopping done, we returned to the site to drop off all purchases and receive any deliveries and orders. We purchased a mattress from Vitafoam to surprise the Hambers, and it came with some special gifts. Yay! It's the big one.
I told you that.
It's that big one.
Oh, it looks pretty too.
And a hard tail.
Oh my God.
Where are my pillows? Okay. One delivery I had been excitedly waiting for were our used crates courtesy of Guinness. The crates didn't come alone as the team sent over some glassware and branded items for the Hambers. With our purchases in, we closed early to go prep for the final day of work. Tomorrow, we must deliver a new space for the Hambers. Today is day 4 in the Fix My Space makeover for Mr. and Mrs. Hamber. Over the past 3 days, we've been working tirelessly to transform their humble space into a space that will give them the much-needed boost in their lives. The day before ended with shopping and sourcing for items to complete the design look, and now it's countdown to the reveal. First up, the carpenter and his team have arrived to put the finishing touches to the pieces for the space. This is the unit on which a lot of the transformation is hinged. They had been there since day 1 to take measurements, move out and disassemble furniture, and now have returned to put it all together. They tried to be a serious team. We have converted the prior seating into something more functional and matching to the color palette. We have some new dividers coming in for the laundry area to make a separation between public and private spaces. Some pieces are getting a new coat of paint and a new lease on life. While that is going on, we tackle a few DIY projects. Remember those Ankara prints that were purchased the day before? They are to brighten up the laundry area for Mr. Hamber. First, we include them in some custom seating for the space, using the old crates courtesy of Guinness and some pieces of foam. Next, we make a cover for the old ironing table, which is to be sprayed the same color as the walls. With our tight budget, we couldn't afford additional foam padding, so the day before we had purchased 2 large towels to serve the purpose for the table cover. One issue, we had to sew them together, so we looked for an Obioma, a mobile tailoring service common in most cities. The problem? Our Obioma was actually an Aboki. He spoke neither Yoruba nor English, which is common in Lagos, and we spoke no Hausa.
Bed.
Don't be silly. What are you trying to do?
Mayabi.
Bed.
Haka, he's been pointing at Haka and he meant one, no? He said Haka one. Where is Google Translate? Excuse me.
With our mobile tailor putting the table cover together, we turned our attention to some rattan baskets donated to Mr. Hamber by his niece for use in providing greenery in the long, boring corridor.
So we're lining the baskets to provide a waterproof base for when we put in soil.
His older sister provided us with ferns from her garden, and we assembled 20 potted plants to form a green wall. We couldn't do much to the wall, and plants are always a simple way to bring beauty and character to any space, be they indoors or outdoors. Then the design team arrived and began to pull all the pieces together. Like all days prior, this one will come with its own challenge. After the carpenter mixed the paint for the furniture to be put in the sitting room and applied it, it came out the wrong color. Rather than a chocolate brown, it was an alarming red.
There was an issue. Brown thing, show my body. Show my big in English, Professor. Ask the question.
This brown, can it do all the furniture inside the living room?
What can it do?
Can you do these 2 tables and this and the coffee table?
While we had brown paint to use for the doors, it was not the same kind of paint intended for the furniture. We had used car paint for the pieces and regular paint for the doors. The red was too much of a shock to introduce into the space. We had no more time to go source for another color as we needed to hand over to the client in a few hours.
I'm going to hope that the client is very happy about this color. That's all we can say because we don't have a solution right now.
A decision was made, mixing the grey used for the bedroom pieces with the red, and voila, mauve. Or in the words of Lagos market women, onion. Paint was applied and the pieces laid out to dry. Then it was a final dash to finish with all hands on deck to execute the final elements of the design. A quick cleanup of the space to give it an extra shine. And finally, it was time. It had been 4 grueling days of ups and downs, a tight budget, a complicated space, but with a committed team working together to fix the space for Mrs. Hamber. It was time to let the couple back into their space and reveal what we had done.
So Asara's going to walk you through your space and let you know what is in store for you. And then we'll see you when you're done.
Okay, thank
enjoy.
you so much.
Let's
Thanks.
go.
Thank you very much.
Let's do this.
Wow.
Be careful with the step over that, please. Careful with the line.
Wow.
So, like you know, this is the corridor. Remember I spoke about having a very long corridor, so we needed to do something with lights and with plants so that it can look more exciting and more alive.
Amazing.
So we use some of the plants that you have.
This is amazing.
And then we...
Wow.
Okay, so...
Come on.
Well, you can just see, this is where the bathrooms are. We painted it, made everything look nice and fresh.
This is nice.
Oh my God.
This is nice.
Very nice. Yes, and put mats there so that when you come out of the bathroom, you can put your legs on it. And then here, we've done like what we would like to call the masterpiece of plant installation. And what it is your niece was so lovely and she gave us these little pieces, these basket woven pieces, and then we plucked plants from your sister's garden and we're able to put them in. And
it's really nice.
We made this really nice. It does.
Wow.
I think it looks beautiful, so I'm so glad you like it. This is for you to be able to sit outside. This is the laundry area, like you know. We put a screen so there's some privacy when you're doing your work.
Yeah.
You know, you work here sometimes, you iron. And
Can I sit?
Of course you can, yeah.
Thank you so much.
These actually, you go in.
Oh, this.
So Guinness was kind enough and they gave us these crates. So we used them, repurposed them, painted it, sprayed it the same colors as everything.
My God. Jesus.
See, in a few days,
Wow.
in a few days.
I'm amazed.
So yes, a new rack.
Uh-huh.
We've proposed the rack so that you can hang the clothes when you're done doing what you need to do.
This is really good.
Rechargeable lamps. Iron.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
A new iron.
Thank you very much.
Because we said, the iron. No, it will not work. Let's get something new.
Thank you very much.
And as you can see, the room is all nice and green. It's very monotone, so that the work that you're doing, we don't take a lot of attention away from the work that you're doing in here. And we've gotten bins for you to put on. So everything is well nicely.
This is nice.
Laid out. Oh, I'm so glad.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So what do you think about what we've seen so far?
Very beautiful.
Yeah, you can't wait to enter.
I'm out of words. I don't know what to say. Wow.
Isn't it so cool? Yeah, it's nice, right? And we just made it DIY. Do it yourself. Literally, we sprayed the crates that were given to us by Guinness and put Ankara poops, put it around like foam, and made it. You don't have to spend too much money to get things done, and that's the truth.
Jesus.
Wow.
Jesus. My God.
Beautiful.
This is really nice.
You go in, I want you to take it all in, then I will tell you exactly what has happened in here.
No. I can't believe this is my space.
This is your space. We have fixed your space.
Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. This is what we do.
Oh. This is really nice. Thank you.
I'm so glad that you like it.
Wow. Very much.
So what has struck you? What would you say struck you?
I must tell you almost everything.
Really?
Because it wasn't like this. My God, and there's so much space now.
The carpet on the floor. Yeah. We stripped that, we painted the floor in light colors to give it a fresh look. And your closet, everything, we did that. Put the racks there so you can put your clothes, a mirror so you can step back and look at yourself.
Yeah.
Lights make a big difference in the space. So see the lights by your bed. I remember I was telling you that we wanted to leave the headboard from the old prints. And you always say, it's frayed on this side, but look at it, it looks like it's new.
Yeah, wow.
Looks like it's new. You can tell that this fabric is, it's old. It's an antique look.
Thank you so much. I'm impressed. Very, very.
It looks like another one. Yeah, so what do you like about this? What exactly have you seen that is like, wow?
What I still really even still I can't really the space.
Look at your dressing table, it's amazing.
The space, how do you come about this?
How we're able to make the space look like it's bigger.
Yes.
So let me show you something else that is quite interesting.
Well.
My goodness.
Wow.
More storage.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Oh, this is so good. Can I sit?
Of course you can. Of course you can. This is your couch.
Wow.
You just change.
Look at.
It's your couch. You just change the fabric on the couch so that it looks different. You know, before you used to have leather. It was a leather-rich couch, so we changed it to something that's softer and lighter. So we got a new TV, mounted it on the wall so that it fits in terms of the size. It fits nicely with the space. And what you can see, we left your cabinets like we said we would, but we just resprayed it, took off the side on the top so that it doesn't look too choked in here. And you know, the more storage space you have, the more things you keep. But now you'll be more like diligent with keeping things and making sure everything stays neat.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We're so glad you like it.
Can I hug you?
Of course. I love it. I love hugs too. Oh, that's so sweet. Makes me feel happy. Okay, so do you want to go bring the family in here now? Or do you have any questions or anything?
They need to say no.
You want to go and bring? Okay,
I'm out of words for now.
Bring the bam so that they can come and see as well and enjoy the space just like you have.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
How was it?
You're beautiful.
I just want to give you a hug first.
You're welcome. Hope you gave her the word. It's okay.
She did though.
It's okay. It's okay. Oh,
I feel like I need to join this group hug.
It's for you. You know, you picked out a lot of things. It's for you. It's okay. I'm glad you're happy. So I hope you'll be able to use the space
and enjoy it.
I can't imagine this.
Yes.
She's like, how did you do it? How did you do it?
It's okay. Wow. So I'm glad you're happy.
Very happy.
We met your needs.
Very
so
impressed.
You have more storage, more air. You see, it's cool now. You see, we're changing the carpets.
It's feel very hot, warm in there.
Yes. Well, your family is waiting, and if we don't go and bring them in, they will come in by themselves. So let's invite the family over.
Should I? Okay, let's go.
Let's invite the family.
Thank you. Let me bring them.
Yes.
Sorry.
Bring them.
Wow.
What a transformation. Gorgeous. This is gorgeous.
Oh, this is so nice. And you clean this up, it's so neat.
We made some stools outside.
Guys,
Look at the inside. You really changed
The main space.
This is a brand new.
Oh,
this is nice. Beautiful. You have a brand new space here. Wow.
I know, it's amazing.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching this episode. If you would like to benefit from a Fix My Space makeover, visit our site www.fixmyspace.tv to submit your application. You must live in Lagos or Abuja. And show us in a 15-second video why you think you or someone you care about should be chosen for this change in their lives. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and join us next week to see who made the cut. Who knows? It could be you. Stay designing, stay creative, and don't forget, when you change your space, you can change your life.